Welcome back to the Zero Weakness podcast, where we talk about how to be a better lifter, how to be a better coach, and everything in between. Make sure you subscribe and enjoy.
All right, hello and welcome to the Zero Weakness podcast. This podcast is sponsored by Establishment Coffee. Go to establishmentcoffee.com.au. Use the code 025, get 25% off your coffee and free shipping. Let's start off. We're back with the fam. We're going to start off with what are we grateful for?
What are you grateful for, CJ?
I'm grateful for saunas. I flipping love saunas. I don't know what it is about them. I think it's like, what were you saying a couple weeks ago, Henny? Like the pain cave. It's like, how long can you stay? I do this thing now when I go into sauna. I set it for 20 minutes on my phone, but then I lock my phone so I can't see the timer. So I can't count down. And usually I think it's about 17 minutes in, that's when your mind starts to go, you sure you set the timer? We've been in for ages, and you start going, oh, maybe I should just go out. Maybe I should. And I've done it once. I've left early got out of sauna early, only to see that I had 30 seconds on the timer, and I wanted to throw my phone. It's weak.
I was in 30 seconds left.
Yeah. Thinking I was like, oh, maybe I didn't set it because I'm just drenched in sweat, and then I see, and I'm like, oh.
It doesn't surprise me though that you would bail early,
that you would fold like a deck chair. No, but that was the first and last time.
So why do you love it so much specifically?
I feel really good afterwards, and I don't know. It's just that I don't even know how to explain it. It tickles that part of my mind where it's like, how long can you last in the pain cave? It's that mental strength thing I really like about it. I don't know why. It's weird.
I love saunas.
Comfortable. Do you like saunas, Bridget?
I like being
Not
comfortable.
really.
Do you sauna though?
I sauna 3 times a week.
Where?
EMF. At another training establishment.
Me too.
Bro, you brought that up on yourself.
Another training establishment.
That's okay. It's on Saturdays I go train with my favourite staff at my favourite gym, so it's all good.
The bullies in Southside.
Thomas just said to CJ, where did you train at another gym today? And CJ said yes, and Thomas called it Trader Tuesdays.
Yes, yeah. I was at another
That's
establishment.
So
Seems like I'm surrounded by them.
Trader Tuesdays. Thomas, what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for international travel being easy now. Nice. It was hard for the last, when it opened up, they made it very difficult and they made it very annoying with all the tests and all the show this and show that. Now it's just kind of like, yeah, you feel sick? Well, whatever, come on in. We'll take you. We want your money. Our economy's fucked, so why not?
How good.
So yeah, it should be smooth sailing. By the time you listen to this, I'm probably home anyway, but off tomorrow at an ungodly hour, and looking forward to a total of 28 hours of flying. That's gonna be fun.
Yay.
When are you leaving?
Tomorrow morning.
What time?
My first flight is 6 a.m.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Lucky.
From Brizzy?
Yeah, Brisbane to Sydney, Sydney to San Francisco, San Francisco to New York, New York to Dublin.
Oh, wow, that's a mission.
Yeah. Just flying United means I have to go via the States.
Yeah.
But it should be a comfy flight.
Yeah, nice.
Flights.
As a mogul / entrepreneur, you get those special benefits.
What can I say? What are you grateful for, James Hendry?
I am grateful for the sun coming out to play.
Nice.
A bit of vitamin D always makes everyone feel better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
No, it is actually really, really nice weather.
It's my favorite kind of weather.
Yeah.
Same.
It's it goes lows of 9, highs of 20, but it's sunny.
Yeah.
Very sunny.
Nice.
Yes.
Bridget?
My apartment. I'm grateful for my apartment and the view from my apartment. I overlook the water, the broad water, and it's just gorgeous looking at that every morning.
Yeah. The photos you put on Instagram are always really nice.
The sunrises have been beautiful. Yeah.
The early riser now.
Yeah.
Catching it every morning.
5:30 every day.
Welcome to the club.
This does this every day. Far out. I like the sunrise, but when I catch it when I'm on my walk, it's directly in my eyes. So,
Yeah.
so there's the enjoyment of the beauty, but also the moment.
The best one I saw recently was when I was looking after Buddy and I took him for a walk down near the
water was like glass.
Oh man, it was amazing. That was my favorite one so far.
What time do you get up?
What time do I get up?
Yeah.
I get up normally between 5 and 6.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little bit later, depending on how late I stay up. But I don't turn on technology. I don't turn on my phone until probably 8:30.
That's good. That's really
That's a
good.
great idea.
Because I don't take my phone when I walk him. I got hit by a car this morning, and I thought, wow, if this was bad.
What?
No, not bad. It's jarred my wrist, but it's all right.
Wow, if
So this person was sitting in their driveway about to reverse, and so I slowed down, and they didn't move, and I'm like, they've obviously waiting for me to go, so I started walking, and they just foot on the pedal, just slammed, and it was like, just drove straight into me.
Did they say anything?
No, I just kept walking.
Oh.
Like, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
If it fully knocked me over, it just, like, I put my hand and jumped, and it just kind of threw me. I didn't fall over or anything.
They not even get out to say sorry or
Yeah,
anything.
did they apologize?
No.
Oh my God.
what?
I might have been pretty scary though. Like they would have seen me from behind, and I wear a singlet, and I was shaking my head, and I got tattoos, and
Yeah.
they might have been like, I don't even think I want to say sorry to this person, just in case they're angry.
And you got a pit bull.
Yeah.
I would have literally been like, oh no, it's okay. You probably didn't see me there. It's fine. Yeah,
Oh,
you know that viral video of the guy on the airplane walking down the aisle, and like the staff is stopping him. He's like, I want to shake your hand. I'm going to shake your hand. That's me on my walk. Like I really like to, like my life philosophy is, you know, anyone who you can come into contact with, try and, you know, leave feeling better off. So I really like to say good morning and give a big smile and everything like that.
Nice.
And so people who don't respond, I get really angry about it. Like I want to turn around and be like, good morning, like really passive aggressive. That's me.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say good morning. I want to shake your hand.
Well, the worst is when they give you the smile where they just raise their eyebrows at you. They hit you with the...
Yeah.
Nah, it's about personality mirroring. So I'll do that to like old grumpy men, or I'll do the
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's solid. Fair
You
enough.
just got a mirror. Got a mirror.
I like
that.
to give strangers compliments, but it doesn't always go down well. Sometimes I get that look. Yeah.
Like what? Like
I don't know,
love
a
your hair.
compliment on their hair or their outfit. Like I give a genuine compliment. I won't say it if I don't mean it. But yeah, I think it makes people feel good.
Yeah.
Can you guys remember in the Step Up movie? This is one of the Step Up movies from, I don't know, but he was like to, she said to, the Asian chick goes to the guy, I like your teeth. And he goes, thank you, I like your accent. And she goes, what accent? It just reminded me of that, giving like a compliment to someone.
I don't even know what Step Up is.
The dance
It's
movies.
the dance movie with
Ah.
Channing Tatum, I think.
No, I've never seen them.
It's funny because it was an Asian lady, and my mum, as an Asian lady, thinks she doesn't have an accent as well. So when people mention her accent, she's like, "What accent?" I'm like,
I was a Bring It On kind of guy.
"Bring it on!"
I loved Bring It On.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How good.
Nice. All right, what are we talking about?
First of all, CJ, what have you been up to?
I am in a new block of hypertrophy. Fourth block in a row.
I'm in my 20th week of eights. Every time we ask you this, I'm doing eights last night. What do you got tonight? So CJ sets at 8. All right, have fun.
Yeah. No, it's I feel like after my third block, I finally feel more conditioned. Like I actually feel the conditioning work. It's not absolutely killing me, and I'm not taking forever to get through my workout.
Nice.
So yeah, it is working. So I'm actually enjoying it, enjoying doing, training and accessories and,
I want you to tell the listeners and the viewers what it was specifically, because, you know, our loyal listeners and viewers will remember a few episodes ago you saying, "No, I feel my accessories. This is one off. I'm definitely not going to do it again." Now, everywhere I walk in the gym, I'm tripping over one of your 12 cameras. 12 cameras set up
I own 2.
to catch every cinematic angle. What's changed to make you addicted to filming accessories?
Well, when I did say that, no, you brought it up, and I was like, "Guys, it's a one-off," and you're like, "No, you should keep going," and I was like, "All right." So then I just.
Well, can you stop now?
No, definitely keep going.
All right.
People want to
Saves
see
me the
it.
trouble.
It's for the fans. It's for the fans.
The fans. Yeah.
Yes.
No, you're killing it, CJ. That's sick.
Yes.
Are you going to compete, by the way?
I I was thinking about doing the Zero Classic. No, I'm
You're
joking.
not.
I'm not. Look, they're all just got triggered.
We need to have a novice pro-am, but it's just both novices. So like it's like regular novices and then Alex Evans, Raven, CJ.
The novice pro-am. That's actually sick. The novice veterans.
Yeah. Probably not this year.
Oh, sweet. So Christmas classic. Sounds good.
No. No. It is way too hot to compete. Well, at least for me. The heat really affects me pretty bad. But yeah, probably similar time that I competed this year. I'll aim for around then, like April.
Yeah,
March,
nice.
April. Yeah.
That's sick. Tom, bro, what have you been up to?
Oh, just living the bodybuilding life, training wise.
How good.
Just doing reps. This will be the last hoorah before I head overseas today, and then it'll just be making it up as I go over there, trying to train hard. But I don't know schedules. I don't know what equipment and stuff I'll have access to. So I really want to press the 70s tonight.
Ooh.
I think I dumbbell pressed 70s once in my life at the old gym when we first got those rubber ones, and I'm pretty sure I got 7 reps. So if I do anything over 7, I'll be happy.
Wow.
That's impressive.
So doing that and just getting ready to open these 2 gyms. Our Alico order arrives today. Yeah, no, it's here. We should have it in our hands very soon. So there'll be some sorting out for that. And Texas bars are on their way. Our new monolift and bench arrives in next week. That's for the Brisbane gym. Yeah, there's lots happening in the gym world. Plenty going on. And now we're getting ready for these courses to release. So we've got the nutrition course coming up, the next intake of the coach development, and we're going to make it like a lifters development kind of deal, like a lifters only course. Because I get a lot of lifters really interested in education that say, oh, I want to do the coach development. And it's just not suitable. Like it's quite an extensive course. And when I think of, me selling a coaching course to a lifter, it seems unethical because it's mostly it's directed at coaches. So I really want to make just like a general principles of powerlifting lifters course. So I'll be working on that on the multiple flights.
That's a great idea.
So yeah.
I was just thinking, I was like, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
Because I remember me, before I knew you, like the amount of things I'd want to do, but then I'm not a coach. I actually don't want to do all that.
Yeah, there's a lot of relevant stuff out there. So that's on the agenda, and I get a lot of work done on these long haul flights because there's minimal distraction and most people are asleep, so it's nice and quiet.
You don't watch movies on the long flights?
I do I'll like the first flight is 14 hours. I'll work nonstop on that flight, and then I'll be absolutely melted. So I'll just watch movies for the rest and try and sleep, but I don't sleep real well on planes. Janice messaged me last night with a great shirt idea that I think we're going to pursue. So he provided the original inspiration, which was the Zero logo, but Stranger Things.
Okay.
Stranger Things font. And I've taken it one step further, and I think I'm going to do one that says Stronger Things.
Yes. That's cool.
By Zero. So
Nice.
That's actually good. I was waiting for something. I was like, no, that's really good. I like that.
I'm going to send it to Nick and see what he can do. As long as we can work in Zero somewhere into the shirt, I'm happy.
Yeah, actually, if you've got any t-shirt recommendations or ideas, leave something in the comments. Send us your ideas because we're open to ideas. We want some new merch.
People want buddy merch.
Yeah, that's right. Buddy merch. We can make that happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can. If the demand's big enough.
The hardest thing is I'm going to have to do a focus group on photos, and I have about 4 billion photos of Buddy to pick the right one. It's got to be perfect.
Bridget, what have you been up to?
Me, same as last week.
Nice.
In volume. Swimming on Saturdays, which is good. I did like an extra 2 laps, and I was faster last week.
Nice.
And what else have I been doing? Meditation on the beach every Saturday. It's so good. Yep, just loving life.
How good.
Do you meditate by an app?
No, it's called Cool to Be Conscious. It's like a guided meditation group. They have
like
them
a
all
group.
around Australia.
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
you do breath work and then a 15-minute guided meditation.
Yeah,
and then if
sick.
you want, you can go for a swim, but it's too cold. So I'm going to wait till summer.
Nice.
Yeah.
James, what about you? What are you up to?
Same old, rinse and repeat.
Running.
Lifting, trying to swim, work. That's it.
Nice.
Life's good.
Good.
Nice.
Moderna.
Whatever.
All right. I've got a few things I wanted to talk about today or bring up in conversation.
Just on the Moderna things, right? It means morning, right?
Yeah.
So it's like good morning. But I read it as like a God bless you kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
I love it.
whenever I send it to you, I'm basically saying bless.
Yeah, I love it.
Stay blessed.
That's why I hit you with like kiss face. Sometimes this one,
Yes.
or
Shaking hands.
yeah, or just a laughy emoji.
Absolutely.
You've been hitting me with that for about 3 years now.
Yeah.
It doesn't get old.
Love it.
It's always when it's like a coffee, early sunrise. It's always a morena.
Nice.
All right. So a few things I wanted to bring up today. I guess you could call them our topics. The first thing I wanted to talk about is things people put too much emphasis on the gym. Just off the top of your heads, can you guys think of anything that people put too much weight on, or people put too much they put too much energy into?
As in they care too much about, and it's not actually that important to care about.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah.
guys just got anything off the top of your head? If you don't, I'm going to start.
Well, I do, but I just want to say the things that you've already said.
Yeah, same.
What do you mean? This podcast is on the fly.
I think so. This maybe doesn't fall quite into this category as much as it might be like poor etiquette or a pet peeve. But when people get upset about other people interfering with filming, like the etiquette around filming kind of annoys me. You know, like the whole flow of the gym sometimes stops because someone's too scared to interrupt someone's. And it's like, yeah, sure, we all film stuff. We all respect that each other is filming stuff. But there's a lot of like innocent walking by cameras, and you can't get upset about that.
100%.
And so it is important. It is absolutely fantastic tool to film yourself and watch it back, but it has to be within reason. So it's cool to film everything. Absolutely. You're by right more than welcome to do that at any of our gyms, but understand that the gym is a place that people can go, and we have to respect what each other is doing. And I think filming yourself falls pretty low on the list of what needs to be respected. As in,
100%.
like, it's lower than being kind to your fellow lifter, you know, and being nice to your fellow lifter.
Gyms are a public place, and people got to get used to sharing public places with others.
For sure.
That's definitely a good one, though. Anything else? CJ? What's something people put too much emphasis on?
I reckon chalk as well.
Yes.
I reckon and I'm shooting myself in the foot here because I want to provide everyone with chalk. That's the whole point of a gym like this. It's like, please come and use chalk. But at the same time, don't use chalk.
Yeah.
Makes a
Ugh,
mess.
don't use too much.
Do you really need to use chalk to do 3 plates on the lat pull down and then cover my nice mag grip with chalk? Probably not. But no. It's funny. Like, yeah. I think the thing that I'm trying to say here is people who use chalk before experiencing grip issues.
Yes. Yes, you don't need to chalk up for 60 kilos.
This is making me sound so salty.
No, but it's true. Sometimes when I see people on the bench press, I'm like, I don't think you really need to use that much chalk on your shirt. You're still warm
Yeah,
enough.
that's the only thing I'm a bit iffy about is chalking your back.
Yeah, so for me personally, I hate it because I hate getting dirty. I hate being covered in chalk.
Yeah.
Whenever I got chalk on my shorts or anything, it like upsets me.
Yeah. I'm going to play devil's advocate on the shirt on bench one and on squats for that matter. If someone starts benching and then they get sweaty, it's way harder to apply chalk. So I get it when people put chalk on their back first before they've even warmed up and stuff. Or you can be like Ben Polk and bring 16 shirts.
Yes.
And be so immobile that you have to take your shirt off to chalk your shirt to put it back on.
What?
I miss Ben Polkov. I used to always say that I used to always joke about that he'd clock on at the same time as me because we'd always get to work at the same time and leave at the same time. I'm like, bro, you've been here for 7 hours. Go home, man. But it's actually not bad because he only trains 3 times a week. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good way to justify it to your wife.
So when I first opened the gym, like obviously for years I didn't have any form of access. Like it was always just me with a key. That was the access. No other person had a key, no hidden key, nothing like that. Ben joining my gym was the person who prompted me to be like, you know what? I got to learn to trust people.
Yeah?
Because I worked a full-time job and then I went to the gym 3 till 9. And so like if I left at 9, I have to be up by like 4:35 to go to my job. And like most of the time people would stop training 7:30, 8, and if no one came after 8:15 it'd be like, oh great, I'll just leave because no one's going to come train for half an hour. Ben would show up at like 7:30, sometimes 6:30 and be like halfway through his first exercise by 9. And I'm like, okay, well, do I kick this guy out every single night Or do I just say, here's a key, lock the door, put it in this spot? And that's what I did.
Actually, it's funny because so when I started at the old gym, just training, I remember one night I was there late. And I remember you just walking out going, okay, catch us later. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
What do I do?
Yeah, what do I do?
Yeah, it was the windowsill system back then. No, that was to get in. To get out, you just lock the door behind you.
Yeah. But I had no idea, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Something that I think people put too much emphasis on is bumper plates and calibrated plates. You know, that doesn't count because it wasn't on calibrated plates. All right, Mr. IPF head referee. It's just for Instagram, brother. I don't think it really matters. I think people put way too much emphasis on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like one of these old wives' tale because there is an element of truth to it, but it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
Like for years, and again, just reflecting back on the old gym, I didn't have enough calibrated plates to go around for a start, and they were on the opposite side of the gym of the deadlift, so we only ever deadlifted with bumper plates for years. And plenty of us made heaps of progress. And plenty of us still lifted big in competition. And none of us, even those deadlifting over 300 kilos, would go to a competition and deadlift less than training because we were using bumpers in comp. Like, you could even make the opposite argument. You could make the argument that always training on bumper plates and a deadlift bar to give you the advantage of training with more weight will make you stronger in the long run, even when you get the disadvantage of a stiffer bar or thin plates. But the other card I want to play here, which is a real dickhead card to play, if you can even notice the difference,
100%.
Under, say, 350, under 300, you're a bit of a wizard, especially if you're on a stiff bar. On a stiff bar, it makes it next to no different. Like, a Leco doesn't start bending until like 350. And even then, very minimally.
That's good. Well, there you go. But yeah, for me, it's just like, you know, when people, and on the calibrated plates thing, do you guys care about when people mix up the Alicos and the Goliaths and the Avancos?
I don't care if they do it themselves, but I don't like to do it. But
Fair enough.
I'm just a little bit OCD like that.
Fair enough.
Like everything to look the same.
Some people make a big deal about it though. Oh, you're going to use Avanco plates on a Alico bar?
Oh, see, that's fine. I'm not a huge fan of like half the plates Alico, half the plates Avanco on the same bar, unless they're different denomination plates.
Okay.
So like if you have, 4 red Alicos, 15, 10, 5 mixed Avanco Alico, totally fine.
Yeah, okay.
2 reds Alico, 2 reds Avanco, nah, you gone. Get out. Banned.
What about when people, because I do this, like abnormal plate loading. So if I'm training with someone that benches less than me or squats, Bridget, we used to do it when we trained together. So we'd load the bar with like the greens first and then like the blues. So it's not how you load a plate, load a barbell.
Totally fine if you're training with someone. Unacceptable training by yourself.
Yeah, that's weird if you do it by yourself.
Yeah, that is weird.
You've got no reason to not do it properly when you're on your own.
I don't know if you were around when I coached the guy Ophir.
Nah.
Ophir, his first starting weight on bench press was 50, and he wouldn't change the plates. So, but he wouldn't go up in plates either. So he'd load the bar with yellows.
Yeah, so what was his name? Bjorn? He used to put just all the 5s or all the 10s or something when he was squatting.
Bjorn's an anomaly.
Bjorn can do what he wants in Zero.
He's an OG and an anomaly. Yeah.
No one questions anything Bjorn does. So, we'll let that slide. Bjorn benching in the mono lift. That's fine.
It's Bjorn, it's all right. To be expected.
Benching in the
Be like, why are you squatting in the monolith? What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Anything else with plates?
Oh, I don't know. I think, I am weird like that when it comes to, I guess, pulling a single. I like to keep to the same brand. But when I'm like doing, so it's an 8, I don't really care. I cop a lot of flack for deadlifting with bumpers, but for me, it's like, man, like if my runner at max is 255, it can't bend that much more. 250, you know what I mean? Like it's not that heavy to matter.
Wait, who gives you flack for deadlifting with bumpers?
Can I say names?
Say them.
Say names.
Oh, Declan gives it to me all the time. All the time.
Well, that's okay. He deadlifts more than you.
Yeah.
Anyone who deadlifts less than you're formally allowed to, as an employee of Zero, beat them up.
Okay. No.
I feel like he's the last guy who will tell that too.
Yeah, I don't
CJ can fight. Say that to me, different story. I can't fight.
But like, I even say to Declan, I'm like, Declan, I deadlift less than you. There's no way I get that much more whip that it matters. And for me, I'd even say like, if I can't deadlift 250 with calibrated, putting bumpers on isn't going to be like, oh, now I can pick it up.
Yeah,
I'm now confident that I can pick it up. You know what I mean? It's it can't really make that much difference. For me, if anything, because it's so much more wobbly, I actually find at lockout it's almost like
Earthquake bar.
Yeah, earthquake bar, yeah.
I think it's heaps of a case of similar to knee sleeves, like tighter knee sleeves. If you believe it makes a difference, it'll make a difference.
Yep. Fair enough. I've got one more thing about plates. First plate, always facing in. I always do it.
Yes.
And I always do it with my clients, and I always let them know why.
Why?
Well, it was for
Because it's in
marketing.
powerlifting.
Yeah, because it was a marketing thing back in the day.
And now it's just an unspoken rule, right?
Yeah. So I like to let them know why, and I like to. For me, that's the only thing with plates that gets me a little bit It doesn't get me angry, but I'm always like, oh, I'm going to change that.
This is my this is why I miss Josiah so much. My favorite party trick back in the day is like knowing Josiah was coming at 4 and starting squatting at 3 or 3:30 or whatever, and having one plate in and one plate out, and then having like 270 on the bar, and then getting like new people in the gym be like, watch this, and walk in, wait for him to notice it, and then take all the plates off and redo it. Because he was so OCD about it, he couldn't see someone else doing it.
Wow.
So even though he wasn't squatting on your bar,
100%.
he would go up to your bar and
Yes,
That's
unload
commitment.
5 reps.
absolutely.
That's commitment.
Wow.
Love him to death.
How good. What else do people put?
I would say equipment in general.
Talk to me.
And
What
I mean,
equipment?
we've spoken about this as in the past as well. Like we're a very, very fortunate place to have the equipment that we have and to train on the equipment that we train on. I think sometimes by spoiling people, we can create a culture of being spoiled, you know, and like this over reliance on, no, that Alico combo rack is slightly stickier than that bench, you know, so this one's way better. I have to use that one. And then waiting half an hour to use one when there's 4 other Alico combo racks free. That kind of behavior it's strange because like I've provided the equipment so people can do that. So you can be picky, so you can have the best and have access to the best. And like I like part of it, and part of me goes back to the old school being like, man, we got strong in commercial gyms on the shittiest benches, on the shittiest bars with uncalibrated plates that were the wrong size. And yeah, I don't think that training on competition equipment to perfect competition standards matters as much as what people think it does.
Yeah. Okay. Touching on the equipment thing. So I wear size small sleeves. The reason why I started wearing size small sleeves wasn't because I thought that they're better because they're tighter. It was because I didn't like how long mediums were on my legs. So I was like, these look too big on my legs. I need to squeeze into a small. And it's easy for me to get size small sleeves on because I've got small calves. So for me, that was the only reason why I wore smalls. But some people wear it like a badge of honor. Like, yeah, I wear extra small and I'm in the under hundreds. It's like, congrats, brother.
Sounds like you need more leg extensions in your program. And calf raises.
Well, Josh Takua can fit into an extra small.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's
He's got
nuts.
Have you
trunks.
seen how tight they are on him though?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I was going to say, that's just unholy.
What else? What else with equipment? Soft suits. SPD zealots. Love SPD. SPD everything. I'm a big fan of SPD because I think they look really good. But they're really thin soft suits. They're actually not that like flattering.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of them, the soft suits. I get, you know, but I mean, they're just a soft suit. And lots of soft suits are designed like that. I've just always been a big fan of Titan. I think Titan soft suits are the best, but I mean, it's the best of a bad bunch. They're one size fits all that definitely don't fit everyone. That's what soft suits are, yeah, in general.
I want to know what's the go with the Inza soft suit. How did they do this sizing? Like,
the Inza butt suit. Yeah. The legs are so small.
why does it look like a Speedo woman's swimming suit?
I know, you have to be a very particular build to pull it off.
Yeah.
I can confirm I'm not that build. I tried one on once and I'm like, no, never again.
What is with these Inza suits?
They got real short legs.
Oh, so it's like high.
Yeah.
Looks like Andre the Giant, like the wrestling suit.
Yes. Yeah.
Nick Hodgins was telling me he was wearing one at One Pro Raw. And he said it was really short. It was the worst thing ever. And then he went out to bench, and the bench is facing like
Yeah,
his
crotch
is
the crowd.
Yeah.
No.
And he
See
said he felt so
everything.
awkward.
Yeah, far out.
Any other equipment? SBD belts, are they overrated?
I don't know.
I've
like-
never tried.
I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
love them.
SBD stuff. Oh, I used to love my belt till it got stolen. I think the stuff is great quality. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah.
Like you can argue about the price tag, but whatever.
Mm.
I mean, they're just a product that's made really well and very consistent, so they can charge what they want. Why not?
Yeah, they've nailed it. I've worn SBD belts and I love them as well. But then I've also worn a $100 belt that I love as well.
Mm.
So it doesn't really matter to me.
What do you guys think of the new Enza knee sleeves that everybody's buying?
Yes. What's the go there? Thomas, your thoughts? You want them?
I don't want them, but I would say definitely if I competed in sleeves, I'd probably buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like the reviews people are giving them, they're very stiff. And people can be like, oh, yeah, it's cheating. It's almost like wearing light wraps. A, it's nothing like wearing knee wraps, so shut up with that. And B, who cares?
Mm.
It's a piece of equipment designed to, no one bats an eyelid when they improve like the motors on an F1 car. It's like, cool, now you're going faster. Cool, now you're squatting more. Great, it's good for the sport.
Yeah, you've
Nice.
got an opportunity to also wear those sleeves, so don't
Yeah.
complain about them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. When people say it's almost like wearing wraps. The only people that say that are the people that have never worn knee wraps.
My favorite thing about people wearing these ins and knee sleeves is like the fake stiff leg walk.
Yes,
I was going to say, I see people doing that.
penguining around the gym.
Yeah. You don't have to do that. Like you can bend your knees. Like, is this an act or is it just like you've watched everyone else do this, so you're like, oh, I got to walk like I got to stick up my ass.
That's so good. I love that. It's so everyone that's worn them in here has done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. What else?
It's the same time with first time people getting wrapped. They stand up. They're like, I can't move my knees. I'm like, you can move them fine.
Yeah. Oh, I've told you about the worst. Have I said this on the podcast? The worst person who I've ever wrapped?
Not on the podcast. I don't think you've on the podcast, but
Jamie Timms, manager and coach at Zero Brisbane. It was like I was embarrassed for him. I was like, all right, bro, pull your head in. They're not that bad. And so I wrapped his knees, and it was the really soft. What are the red ones that everyone starts with here?
The Inzers.
Yeah, the Inzers. So it was with them, and the whole time he's going, oh, and he got under the barbell and he like stood up with it, and the whole time he was making that noise, and then he bent his knees, goes, no, I can't. You know, everyone like we're all just standing there like, come on, man, you can do it. But that was were you there, CJ?
no,
Nah.
I wish I was.
But that was the worst that I've ever seen with knee wraps.
Yeah.
So that was that. I don't even know where I'm going with that. But
Shout out, Jamie.
Yeah, big Jamie.
Amazing.
What a guy. Never wrapping his knees again. Jimmy Barnes was pretty bad as well. He was
Yeah.
he's good now.
He loves
He's good
it
now. Like
Yeah.
I've rapped pretty hard on him, and he's like, "Oh, be tighter next time." Like, oh, jeez.
You were bad too, CJ.
No.
Yes. I remember you told me one time I wrapped your knees too tight, so you wanted Bridget to wrap your knees.
Maybe. I don't know. I remember the first
No,
time.
I can't really.
all of a sudden this part's edited out the podcast.
No, because I remember the first time you wrapped my knees. I didn't really carry on. I was like biting my tongue.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest. And I remember I got on. I was like, I want to try squat with these, and I went under the bar. You're like, no. Put some weight on the bar, Siege. So I put 60 kilos, and I actually hit depth, but it was like I was squeezing tears out of my eyes. Like, I was like trying so hard to hit depth without good morning the squat. Like,
Wait, you're going to try and squat the empty bar and knee wraps?
That's why I said no, put some weight on
yeah.
the bar.
Well, I didn't know because he put wraps on. And I was like, well, I can walk around like penguining, but I need to actually squat in these. So I went up to the monitor, and you're like, whoa, hold up. Like, don't just squat the bar. Like, yeah. And I remember that even that was like, I was like really biting my tongue just to get my bum down.
Yeah, it's I remember when you first wrapped my knees, Thomas. It took you maybe 3 times before I could actually do a squat. First time was like the first year I started. I had tasked you to stop. I was like, no, I'm never going to wear wraps. Then the second year you wrapped them both, but then I couldn't squat. And then the third time was after comp.
I used to wrap first time as way too tight.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I probably just wrapped you too tight.
But yeah, I was like, no, I'm never wearing them. Arch and the bench press. People put too much emphasis on this.
Are you saying that people put too much emphasis into trying to get a bigger arch rather than trying to get a bigger bench?
100%.
As in, yeah, people put more emphasis sometimes in finding a shorter range of motion through whatever means necessary, rather than thinking, okay, how can I improve my bench? And really, I mean, we should be doing both. Like in powerlifting, you should be aiming to make your arch bigger and reduce your range of motion. But ultimately, that's not going to be the thing that gets you over the line. The thing that gets you over the line is being stronger.
Yeah, getting stronger is always going to make your bench better than practicing. If you spend more time trying to get a bigger arch and actually getting stronger, you're going to be a little bit disappointed with the results.
I think the thing people really need to remember on bench press, like bench press, sure, we can tolerate a lot more volume, a lot more frequency than say the other lifts if we're talking relative intensities. But bench press is a lift that really benefits because it's a skill in itself. It really benefits from training the muscles that get input into the skill. So like doing a lot of general chest work is very helpful for creating a big bench. Versus with squats and deadlifts, you train those muscles pretty hard in those lifts themselves. And so, of course, you still need to train those muscles outside of the lifts, but the skill aspect is a little bit less finicky and a little bit more, a little bit less deleterious than what bench is towards training those muscles. I can't believe I just said fucking deleterious.
Yeah, what does that mean?
It just means
It's
like
a dinosaur.
yes, deleteriosaurus. Canceling out, you know. So bench press, you absolutely train your chest and triceps and everything doing your bench, but if you're tracing minimal range of motion, you need to be training those muscles hard in external movement. You see this a lot. People with massive arches, short ranges of motion tend to skyrocket their bench press numbers and then just stall and not move for ages because they don't address just getting stronger. And it's hard to get stronger in a movement that's maximized limiting range of motion. Like those muscles are going to need to be taken through more range with close grip bench work, dumbbell pressing, machine pressing, that sort of stuff.
All right. That's enough of that. One thing I want to talk about now is I've had a few questions lately. Well, when I've recommended people to go to the gym or start training, they've said, I'm too old. How do you make progress in the gym at an older age? Let's just use 40 to 50 as an example. Anyone?
Do you mean if you're just starting off at that age?
Yeah, well, sorry, I should say, how do we make progress? Sorry. Making progress in the gym after 50 years old. Can you make progress in the gym after 50 years old?
I think the person best in line to answer this is Bridget. as the matriarch of the podcast.
Matriarch? What does that even mean?
She's the oldest and she's the mother figure.
The mother figure.
Absolutely you can. Yeah, anyone can always come in and learn something new. You always have to start somewhere.
For sure.
Yeah.
100%. How do you define progress? Getting stronger? Is your goal to get stronger? Is your goal to lose weight? Is your goal to get fitter? There's plenty of ways you can make progress. We always talk about this on the podcast. Like, you know, when you're making progress on the bench press, it doesn't necessarily always need to mean going up in weight. Did you make progress technically? Are you benching without pain? Are you doing one more rep than you did last week? There's plenty of ways to make progress in the gym. So yes, after 50 years old, you can make progress in the gym. Once we determine what your goals are, then we just need to get after it in a periodized manner. Come up with a plan, tailored and structured towards your goals, your needs, your limitations, and go from there.
For sure. Yeah. Look up Sue Fitzsimmons. Tell me you can't get stronger. The thing, like, we'd be silly not to mention the fact that biologically it's definitely harder to get stronger as you age. Absolutely. It's to do with like shifts in hormones and everything like that. Your ability to recover, your ability to tolerate workload in general decreases. So in training, like if you want to get all volume landmarky, you've got maximum recoverable volume, sometimes referred to as MRV, which is like the amount of work that you can do at the very top before you're doing too much. Then you've got MEV, minimum effective
Minimum effective dose.
Yeah. That's going to be the minimum amount of work you need to do to maintain the progress you've made, and a little bit above that is going to be to make progress. So you're constantly aiming to shoot within this window. And as you get older, that window starts to get close. You know, you can't do as much work, and the work that you need to do relatively becomes a little bit higher. It stays the same, but that window closes, and eventually they'll cross to the point where the amount of work that you need to do to maintain what you've got or get stronger is less than you can physically tolerate. And so as you cross from 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70 onwards, it becomes more a battle of maintaining what you've got, or slowing down the loss of that as you get older and older and older. So people who have been, you get a couple of crowds with this. You get crowds that have been in the gym or around lifting forever. So Kevy is a great example of this. Kevy's 70. He's been powerlifting since before any of us existed. You know, he's been training forever, and he just knows that as he's gotten older, he still loves lifting. He still loves training. He just knows that he's not going to be as strong as he was when he was younger. Like, it's just inherent because he's been around the process for long enough. You get a crowd of people who come into the sport late in life. So say you start lifting at age 60 or something like that. They will make great progress very fast. And it's less about the fact that they're getting stronger and more about the fact that they're learning to express the strength that they have as they learn the skill of lifting. So they'll get strong real fast, and then they tend to just plateau or slowly go backwards, or, you know, have an issue maintained. And it can be quite hard for these people to wrap their head around, especially if they're exposing themselves to younger people, comparing themselves to younger people. So it's just being realistic about what you're working with. At the end of the day, for anyone who's older listening to this and training, who cares? Train. You know, train, get stronger, do what you can. You know, like, don't create a self-limitation of, I'm old, I can't get stronger, I'm old, I can't train, because you can train, you can get stronger. Yeah, I mean, ultimately it is important to be realistic about what's possible wherever you are at in your stage of life. But if you allow that to govern what you're doing, you'll just forever hold yourself back.
You're never too old to be a beginner.
That's it. Next thing. Should your training change as you get older?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, change in the sense that you can't do what you did when you were 20, when you were 60, volume-wise. Like, if we're looking at two lifters side by side. So, yeah, it should change based on what we were just talking about. Is that what you meant? Like,
yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
I was going to mention someone like one of my clients, David Wilcock, who's 61, 62 years old. Like you said about the volume thing, all it just means is our squat, bench, and deadlift volume is relatively low. Our intensity is moderate to high most sessions, but the volume's just low. At max, we'll do 3 sets per session, and then we can push the volume pretty high and the intensity pretty high on machine work and things like that. They don't take as much time because he is a little bit older, he does get a little bit gassed out.
Do you take longer rest periods
with David?
Yeah.
Yeah, we take massive, but that's just because we talk a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the man. But yeah, we do take longer rest periods on machines that don't require as much, I don't want to say skill, but when there's no external stability factors that are required, like a pendulum squat, we can push them pretty hard because he's not going to get hurt on them. Like with a squat, like you can't push them, well, you can push them hard, but you know, there is that risk of injury, or I just don't want to put any of my clients in danger. So things like that with David, you know, we keep that, like I said, we keep the squats, the intensity moderate to high, the volume relatively low. We make up the volume that we don't get from squat, bench, deadlifts, and those accessory movements.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and should your training change? It depends on what you do outside of the gym too. Like, I would argue that as you get older, staying cardiovascularly fit is probably a little bit more important than strength training. Both are really beneficial, both are important. And so if someone is very inactive outside of, say, a couple of gym sessions a week, I'd say that your accessory should be geared towards more conditioning, like really short rest periods, really low intensity. But for someone who, you know, like David comes and does cardio, so like he can make his strength work, and he can do his cardio work. Like,
that's what he does really well. He's a creature of habit as well. So I say you should go for a walk every day. Walks every single day at the gym on the treadmill for an hour. I even mentioned to him, you should start doing saunas because I love them.
So now he sits in there fully clothed with his book.
Fully clothed.
But he's buying a sauna too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's why you're asking me the other day.
Yeah. So that's how much, like, he's like, all right, I like saunas. I'm going to buy one now. And he's like done all the measurements and that. It won't fit in his house, but he's already been talking about, I can shave down the top of the sauna and it'll fit. And yeah. So he loves it.
Yeah, what a weapon.
So yeah, should your training change as you get older? Yes and no. Still do what you can. Still do what you love. Like I said, just manage volume, manage intensity. Do it in periods, man. You're going to be safe.
Yeah. I would think of how my brain works. If I didn't know all this training stuff and I was old and I started training, and so then someone told me like, oh, because you're old, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. I'm like, cool. I'm going to figure that out. Like I'm gonna see what I can do and be like, oh, I overdid it.
Yeah.
I better slow down. I better do less volume, more volume, whatever. So I don't think as an individual who's training, you cross from 49 to 50 or whatever, that you're like, now that I'm 50, I need to decrease this and that and that. I think just keep going as you're going and change things as you need to change them.
Sometimes it's common sense as well. Like Thomas, when you get on a BMX bike these days, I'm pretty sure you're not going to try to do triple backflip like you did when you're 14 years old.
I might.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
I'm limited by gravity. I can pedal as fast as I want at a ramp, and I only go like 1 foot high.
Didn't you say your BMX bike got stolen?
Yeah.
Did you get another one?
Nah.
That's sad.
Yeah. Geordie offered to hook me up.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, Geordie's
He's
a
a
weapon.
legend.
Yeah.
Has he shown you videos?
No.
Nah.
He's real good.
He was sponsored, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Which Geordie is this?
Geordie Davis.
Yeah, he's
Long haired Geordie.
very good on 2 wheels.
Motorbike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He reckons he's too old to get back into it now. He's 20.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't he 20?
Yeah.
Is that too old?
Nah, no way.
Yeah, let him know that, he can still make progress.
As an old person.
Yeah. Maybe we should do
keep
that.
an eye on your volume.
We'll do that on the next episode. What next? All right, what to do when your training progress has stalled?
Steroids.
Yeah, get on the gear. No, don't do that. Do people do that in powerlifting?
No.
Yeah.
That's the one word answer. Right, next question.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
What to do when your training progress has stalled?
Get a coach if you don't already have one.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be step one.
That's easy.
I think ultimately the biggest thing you need to do is take a step back and be like, what am I doing? And try and figure out why it's stalled. I mean, and that's so hard if you're doing it on your own, which is why I say get a coach. But if you're doing the same thing over and over and you're not going anywhere, something has to change.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have to figure that out for sure. A lot of the times people's training stagnates because they get complacent in their training. They stop actually trying, especially in things like accessory work.
Mm-hmm.
They just get really complacent, or they become automatically complacent because they're not deloading enough. Like your training will respond. Your training goal should be to have the quality of training as high as possible at all times. And it's really easy to have your quality of training slip without you even realizing it because you're not deloading frequently enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so you feel like you're going hard all the time, but really you're just doing like a mediocre, lukewarm sort of approach. Just think of how good you feel after a week off. Imagine having that intensity all the time. You can achieve that by managing your volume and planning your deloads in accordance, and really taking stock of when you feel like you're not performing, when you feel like you're not bringing that same intensity. You have to take note of that data and make changes as you go.
And also looking at external factors like sleep and nutrition.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
Yeah.
They're easy ones to get on top of as well. So obviously we've got programming, sleep, nutrition. What else is there? In powerlifting, it's very common for people to be restrained, confined to one weight class. So, like eventually to get stronger, there's a lot of people that are, no, I'm happy in the under 59 kilo weight class. It's like, yeah, what? You're still very young. You're in a calorie deficit because you're stuck in this weight class.
Mm-hmm.
The easiest way to get strong in that case is go into calorie surplus.
Yeah.
Get bigger.
Yeah. And like it's really important for people to hear that eating more doesn't make you stronger and doesn't make you bigger, but it fuels your performance. And then it comes back to make sure your training quality is high. Otherwise you just get fat.
I've done that. I made that mistake.
Eat to grow, baby.
What else is there? What else can you do if your training progress has stalled?
Steroids.
Yeah, steroids. No one's ever done that in powerlifting.
I actually think that's probably the worst answer.
Yep.
And I mean that in the sense that all the gear is going to do is boost your strength up a little bit and not fix any of the root issues that you have. So you'll either, be pushing your body outside of the limits that it's willing to tolerate and you'll get injured, or you'll get a small boost in strength and then just stagnate again and potentially find yourself in the space that lots of lifters find themselves in, where it becomes a question of not what can I do to get stronger, but what can I take to get stronger. And before you know it, you're unhealthy, you got a bad mindset, it's a bad path to go down. So even though I joke about, jump on gear or whatever, it's actually the worst thing to do as a solution to not getting stronger.
That's pretty much us. Can we give Thomas some Actually, are you going to go? Bro, I've got some recommendations for you.
For Edinburgh.
Yes. You need to get some Tunnocks tea cakes.
Okay.
They're delicious. You need to drink some Iron Brew.
Nice.
Have you heard of Iron Brew?
The beer?
Nah, it's
my best friend told me about Iron Brew.
It's a fizzy drink.
Okay.
Yeah. So Iron Brew, it's made out of steel girders. That's what they say it is. But it's not. It's a carbonated soft drink.
So it's essentially just like LA Maxi Ice.
It's my favorite drink.
Okay.
So Tunnocks tea cakes. What else does he need to do?
Do you like LMP?
Yes.
Do you like LMP?
Paidora.
Not really.
Do you like LMP?
I don't not like it.
Okay.
I just think it goes flat too quickly. Like from when you open it, it goes flat very quickly.
Drink
Yeah,
it
it's not really
faster.
carbonated
No.
much to begin with.
But if you buy it here, it's been imported, so it's pretty shit. Like if you buy it fresh.
You need it straight from the
Buy
source,
it
brother.
fresh.
Fresh from Tauranga. My answer is the same as you, though. Like, I don't not like it.
Yeah.
But if I'm in a New Zealand supermarket, it's not like, whoa, LMP, I better get that.
Oh, Marks and Spencer's. Go to Marks and Spencer's. They're the best supermarkets. That's the fancy supermarket over there.
Nice.
So don't go to Tesco.
Tesco.
What else do they have over there? Aldi. Aldi's big over there. Marks and Spencer's.
All right.
It's like a Whole Foods, but the British version.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be able to afford that. UK is so expensive. Can't get over it.
No, really.
Yeah, it's really bad over there at the moment.
Is it because of the currency as well? Like the exchange?
Don't know.
Well, what we're gonna set up a GoFundMe with the link below.
Yeah, please. I need it. I need it.
Nah, that's us. Anyone else got anything?
Nah, love yous.
No. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the Zero Podcast. If you want more information, head to our Instagram, Zero_weakness. Hit the link in the bio for all of our services and any information on upcoming workshops and events. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review so we can have a broader reach and answer more people's questions. Thank you once more.